Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, it is showtime. And today, that's the show. Guild Wars Reforged. I am selecting a profession in the new character slot. What the heck is... Why is that giving me such problems? 1 second, there we go. Wires. I'm going to create an assassin. I've never played one before. Granted, I've never played any of the professions terribly deep. I think I got my ranger to 20, which is the level cap. Reforged has launched today, which is Guild Wars. Not even Guild Wars 1. It's just Guild Wars. There's Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2. There's no Guild Wars 1. There's just Guild Wars. I am familiar with the game, but I would say by no means conversant. We click on Next. Make a male assassin. Hair color. Hairstyle. We can't be bald, but we like being bald. Looks like no. Fine, we'll take that, I guess. Skin color, pasty white. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Good. Still morning here. Good morning to whomever has joined me. My colors. Let's see. The brown allows me to blend in with a world of brown. It's sort of a... See, that's brown. This is more... theoretically, I think it's orange. Oh, I actually think, yeah. We'll go with gray. Or possibly silver. We'll call it silver because that sounds cooler. Body scale, I'm short. Fine with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. I was playing like 2 weeks ago when they first announced this a little bit. I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Pre-searing into post-searing. But I figured for the actual Reforge release, we'd start a new character. And I haven't played an assassin, so we'll play an assassin. The Empire of the Dragon still needs heroes. For decades, young Camptons have come to Xingzhe Monastery. I've done that 250 years in the future, roughly, in Guild Wars 2. The ritualist known as Master Togo. Alright, active quests. Greetings, students. Welcome to Xingzhe Monastery, Kanto's premier training academy for young heroes. You've been invited here. You show great promise. When you adventure outside of town, you get your own private copy of the world. Yes. This is why it's not an MMO. You may talk to Instructor Ing to learn the basics, or you may come with me and we will enter the monastery now. Let's do the basics, probably. Sure, maybe not. Speak to Instructor Ing to attend orientation, to skip orientation. Master Togo leads you to Ludo outside the monastery. Well, we should probably, because I'm not positive. Ing, huh? Oh, Ing. Come this way if you wish to learn the basics to interact with me and we can speak. I think actually I probably know the basics. So I assume that's just you're new to the game and here's what you do. You click here, you do that. Well, what the hell? We'll do it anyway. Welcome to Xingje. I'm Instructor Ing. I'll begin by teaching you a few basic procedures. Let us discuss moving the camera while looking around. Press the L key to open the quest log window. After clicking on a quest on the quest log, you can follow the green arrow. Whenever you're ready to continue your training, on me. Do you see the chest over there? Would you like to walk over there and remove something from it? Oh, the glowing chest. Starter daggers. I'm dual-wielding daggers. I just did equip it, thank you. Instructor Ing, time for your next lesson. Green exclamation point over my head. It means I have a quest for you. Come and talk to me, and I'll tell you more about quests. Manted hatchlings. I'm happy to help. 2,000 experience and a resurrection signal. Accepted the quest, it appears in my quest log. Manted hatchling. Gain entrance to Xingje Monastery. Speak to Instructor Ing to end the orientation, to skip orientation. Quest log contains information about the quest. Information includes specific steps. Yeah. You see the green starburst on the minimap? That shows you the location of the next step. My currently selected quest. And presumably, we just... please excuse my interruption, Instructor Ing, but what happens if the goal is not within the scope of the minimap? Fine question. A good question. If the next step is far away, a green arrow. Any other question? No. It's not open yet. Yes, sir. Are manted hatchlings very large? What do they look like? How fearsome are they? What do they... These eyes. Really needy. I think those questions would be best answered by seeing one in the flesh, Kisai. Meet me at the gate. Face one on your own, so you can observe my combat technique. I see a manted hatchling. I see many manted hatchlings. But we're gonna kill one. Manted pincer. See the manted hatchling? Target the hatchling, begin your attack. Stand fast, I want to say, how? Whale Junner, that's me. Handles the situation. I kicked its ass. When defeated, creatures drop whatever they're carrying. Gold, weapons, and so on. If you're in a group, the gold, blah, blah, blah. Now keep moving forward. This time, Kisai and Mai will help you, remember? However mighty we become, we must all rely on our allies for support. Well, the first one died much faster. We have another manted pincer. Good work, students. Now if you step inside the gate to the next area, we'll talk about death. Here, Master? Oh, nope. You did very well against those hatchlings, but there will likely be times when things do not go in your favor, Kasai, my whale general. Follow me to the Resurrection Shrine. Follow to the Resurrection Shrine, Sensei. Resurrection shrines become active as you near them. If you die, you'll be resurrected at the nearest active shrine. Oh, thanks! Just murder me! Why don't you? Just kill me! Do not worry over much. Fine, I'm better now. That was cold, dude. That was cold-hearted. Such a powerful tool at our disposal, we will have little to fear in combat. Do not become overconfident, Kisai. You may have noticed a box in the upper left corner of your screen that reads minus 15% each time you die. Maximum health and energy are reduced. The limit for this death penalty is minus 60%, which can be quite harsh when you're attempting to battle a difficult foe. Well, yeah, starting off half dead. Have to defeat 15 more. Is there no remedy for this death penalty? As you defeat foes in combat, you'll reduce your death penalty. Also, visiting a town or other place of rest will fully eliminate your death penalty. And if there's no resurrection shrines in the area, you're screwed, blued, and tattooed, dude. At times, you may undertake dangerous missions that have no resurrection shrines. In such cases, death will require you to restart the mission from the beginning. That's a mechanic I just explored. It's possible to learn skills to resurrect fallen companions, but first we would concentrate on skills that keep you alive. Come on, Ing, let's go. Hey, Nod Knox. Good evening for you. Still morning here, but just for 2 more minutes. Skills produce a variety of effects, from healing your allies to damaging blah blah blah. You done blabbing? Ing, are you? No. I've given each of you 2 basic skills. Yes, you have. From your chosen profession, they should now be equipped in your skill bar. I'm playing an assassin for the first time. An enchantment spell. For 6 seconds, you have +5 health regeneration. End effect heals you for 40 if you are attacking. And lead attack deals +19 damage, deals 15 more damage if the target's health is above 90%. So it's a nice little opener. I am suitably prepared for combat. Let's go and finish clearing out those manted hatchlings. Meet me at the gate. You're ready. I'm ready, master. Let's open the door, get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur. Sorry, I'm old guy music. Still not slept. Ugh. Honestly, last night would have been like 7 p.m. my time, so we're talking at like 4 in the morning for you, and you hadn't slept. Have you considered having a lay down? Stop here and look at your mini-map. You are the green dot in the middle, all the white circle around you, aggressive enemy that enters the danger zone. Fly into the danger zone. Sorry. Sorry. The red dots are enemies that we're going to murder. We must murder them. We have to defeat 12 more. Fizbic, good morning to you. Nope, sorry. Good afternoon to you. Where I am, anyway. Okay. And before that, you got maybe 4 hours since Sunday, so you're quite bored with being awake. Yeah, that seems like a completely reasonable attitude to have towards it. Whereas I am suffering from a particularly strange, I don't want to say malady, but change in my system. About 2 months ago, two things happened at roughly the same time, pretty much exactly the same time. One, I used to get up around 9, give or take. Now I'm getting up closer to 10. Suddenly, my body wants me to sleep like an extra hour. Don't know why. Also, about the same time, I started getting ravenously hungry every night late. Both of those happened about the same time. I don't want either of those things. Yes, this game is famous for its co-op play, although certainly solo is possible with NPCs assisting. Ooh, a dark tendril staff. Yeah, it is. It's not an MMORPG. They coined a new abbreviation for it when it came out. It's a CO RPG, cooperative online role playing game. Second puberty. Thank you. The first one was so much fun. I can't wait for the second. A deadly cesta. That might even conceivably be useful. Manted pincers, staff. Oh, that's right, the cesta. It's not a cestus. It's a cesta. I have no idea what the hell a cesta is. I know what a cestus is. A cestus is basically a glove, an armored, studded glove used to fight. But a cesta? Because that looks like it's some sort of pull weapon. A wicker basket used in Hyli. So I'm assuming it's a long stick-based weapon. Supposed to eat and sleep less as you get old. I'm aware of that. And that's why I'm not happy with that. I would rather sleep less, so I have more wakey time, increasing my lifespan as we go on a per day basis at least. And also, eating more late at night means I'm gaining weight back that I have lost. And I'm not nuts about that either. I will accept 2,000 experience and a resurrection segment. Oh, that's right. We need to be in the skills menu to move the skills around, I think. No, that's skills. It's... Oh, I think you can only move them in town? Can I just drag? Yeah, I think they're only movable town. Any touch-ups for this? There are some UI improvements. So now they can be used on larger monitors at higher resolutions, I think. Again, I haven't gone in depth into it, so I might not get everything right. I know that they've tidied up things like if you look at the shadow my character has, it's pretty sharp. Those used to be less good. So, yeah, they've done some tuning in the graphics, and certainly in the UI. It's cheaper now. $20 gets you all 3 campaigns. The campaigns have a continual narrative, but they each one were essentially standalones in that you could buy the third one and play just the third one. And also Steam Deck compatible is one of the things for it. And it does strike me that this would be a good game on the Steam Deck. It is much less intensive than an MMORPG would be. You're pressing buttons at a much lower rate, that kind of thing. Controller support. It's not clear to me how much they have implemented. There has been controller support. Oh, yeah, for this. Yes, for Guild Wars, not Guild Wars 2, but for Guild Wars. I can't bring myself to call it Guild Wars 1 because it's just Guild Wars. Yes, better controller support, I believe. Yeah, the price change is a significant improvement as well. It used to be, I think it was on sale for $30, but I'm not positive about that in the past. I've had it for a while, so. Gain entrance to Xingzhe Monastery, speak to Instructor Ing, and attend orientation. I just did that. Whenever you're ready to continue, speak. Currently have a rank of 0 in all attributes. Use the up arrow next to a particular attribute. The number inside the arrow indicates how many attribute points you have to spend to increase it. Try assigning. Okay, that's the skills. Bloop. Do I want to stick with daggers is the question. Let's see. This is... Critical Strikes is Unsuspecting Strike. That's a good one. Shadow Arts is the heal. Well, we definitely want Critical Strikes. Under all circumstances, we want Critical Strikes. I don't think that requires the knife. No. We want Critical Strikes because they're Critical Strikes. Who doesn't want those? I want those. I want those all the time. Shadow Arts is being all sneaky and stuff. Deadly Arts about harming things. Dagger Mastery increases the damage you do with daggers and your chance to inflict a critical hit. When using a dagger, there's a 2% chance per rank of Dagger Mastery that your daggers will double strike. I think I would like to at least initially go with some Dagger Mastery then. Okay, Nod Knox. When in town or outpost, you'll be able to raise and lower your attributes freely, enabling you to experiment. Okay, yeah. That works best for you. Speak to Instructor Ing. Are you done? Instructor Ing, you just noted to increase your attributes some numbers in the value of the skills I've changed, so my attributes can change the effectiveness of my skills. That is correct, Mai. Any green number in a skill description is improved by raising the related attributes. So the damage and the health regen. So when we gain a level, our health will increase and we will gain attribute points. Is there anything else? Strange that you should ask, Mai. Yes, you'll also gain a skill point. Skill points are used to learn. Oh, okay. Apparently he didn't want me to hear any more about that. Used to learn additional skills from a skill trainer. You can also obtain skill points by completing important missions and quests. Come on, Master Eng. He evidently, given his name, has an outstanding protection from vowels enchantment. Was I supposed to speak with him? Was I supposed to speak with him? Speak to Ludo. Back to now, Master Togo. He leads you to Ludo outside the monastery. Oh, it's still. For those unaware, the biggest problem this game has, hitting spacebar doesn't make you jump. There's no jump. I think the game would have been much more successful if they had just given us jump. But instead, no. Ludo. I am Ludo. Welcome to the monastery, young one. I trust that your time with Instructor Ing was informative. If you cannot learn it here, it may be that you cannot be taught. Wow. I will seek out Headmaster Lee. Can you let me into the monetary? Indeed. Just let me know when you're ready. I'm ready. So my intention is to play for a couple hours now. Take a break in the early afternoon, and then come back at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Interesting. I don't know why it's downloading. It should have downloaded everything in the past. I guess it's possible. This is maybe one of the shared social spaces. Basically, the game is instanced, but there are shared social spaces. Wow. Shared social spaces. Given the fact that I aspirate my S's a little bit, that came out kind of lispy. And I know, for instance, in the past, if I logged into pre-searing in the Prophecies campaign, there'd be anywhere from 2 to 4 map instances open, and I was watching Loranity, and she popped it open, the list, and there were 15 of them. So a huge spike in players today. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully it sticks for a while. Headmaster Lee. Ludo Sancho, excellent. Your training begins now. The assassin's path is one walked on a razor's edge. One must learn to balance one's judgment as well as one's blades. My 2 apprentices can teach you much about being an assassin and about balance. One is an extremely talented young man named Jinzo. The other is Panaku, who apparently is not as talented as Jinzo because she didn't say anything about him. They are 2 sides of the same coin. Jinzo thinks of his path in terms of duty, Panaku in terms of pleasure. You are ready to begin. Find Jinzo in Sunqua Vale for your first lesson. I will look for Jinzo. Domo arigato gozaimasu, sensei. There we go. We want that all the way out there. This is a half-range spell. 3 projectiles each deal 5 earth damage. Counts as a lead attack. I assume that's like an opener. I've never played an assassin in the game before, so I know nothing. Well, let's go ahead and move that one over there. That's our, like, Healy spell. It looks like there are, like, 3 districts, but I'm not in... Sort of the default area most players are going to be starting in is the pre-searing in the first Guild Wars release, Prophecies. But those are players, as an example. And the reason for that is that's where, you know, any of the older players would start, and that's probably the best place to start in a lot of ways. It's less of a dropping you into the pool and hoping you can swim. Oh, a new build of Guild Wars is available. Well, I'm here in the town, so I will go ahead and really quickly exit and patch. Okay? Let me 1 sec terrify you all. I want to make sure that the loading screen isn't... Yeah, it does have my email, and I'd rather you not see that. No offense. Yeah, lots of players around. The blue names are all players. So that's probably why I wasn't seeing as many, as that these people had all logged out and patched. And I was slacking, as is, usual around here. Yes, Reforged is out. I am in it right now. Just a minute ago, I had to log out and log back in because there was a new build. There was like 3 people previously, and then I logged out and logged back in, and Xingzhe Monastery is filled with people. My understanding is there are 15, or were earlier, Loranity check, there were 15 instances in pre-searing. When most of the time there was like 2 previously. So a lot of people are playing. How many are new? Probably a lot. And I am playing an assassin for the first time, and I'm not sure I have ever played this campaign much at all, if at all. So mostly new stuff for me as well. I have to search Sunqua Vale for Jinzo. I didn't even look around and see if anyone had quests. I should. For instance, Ludo has a quest. Are you heading out into Sunqua Vale? Be very careful, young one. The Vale is a dangerous place, especially for a lone student. In fact, I was just helping Lucas, Kisai, Yun, Mai, Aeson, and Taya arrange a group to travel to the Vale together. Maybe you should all go together. Invite at least one of them to your party. And I will meet you in Sunqua Vale. Once you have arrived with your party, I'll tell you more about the area. Sure, I could use the help. Take care of a couple things and you'll be hopping on as well. Excellent. Let's see. Spirit Henchman, Deadly Henchman, Guardian Henchman, Quick Shot Henchman, Shock Henchman, Healer Henchman. Well, we definitely, I think, want a healer. And we would like a Guardian. And we will keep adding people for as long as we freaking can. Sure. Yoon, quick shot. Spirit. I'm assuming that's bulk, so we can have 4. All right. Well, we'll go with 4. But I will also run around a bit. Sorry, because I wasn't really. I wasn't braining correctly. Tablet of Wisdom, Henchman. I assume this is information about how henchmen work. Find yourself in a town or outpost. Yeah, you can swap them around. Right. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any quests. It's one of the things that I have found in the past kind of annoying about the implementation in this game is the essentially complete repopulation on maps. When you leave a map and return to a map, it completely repopulates, and that can just be a bit of an annoyance. All right, no chest, no quests over there. Sometimes you have to go from one place to another through a map. So you go through the map, you fight your way through the map, you get to the other place. They go, okay, great, thanks, you can go back now. You have to fight your way all the way back through the same map. I just don't find that interesting. All fun. In general, in any game. It's not just a Guild Wars thing. So that is one thing that I don't like about the game. I am just running around to make sure. I have a bunch of stuff in my chest from other characters. But we don't want to start, giving ourselves incredibly broken stuff. Not that I a lot of that. I have a little of that. One thing that was nice, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. Yeah. Most of the time I heard, I was listening to Wooden Potatoes like a week ago, and he talked about how most of the time pre-searing has 2 instances, maybe 4 at the max. Laura, I was watching Lorenity a little earlier, and she said there were 15. So yeah, lots of players. Packed with players. All right, so I think we've got everything we need, and we'll head out. I am going to AFK for just as long as it takes me to grab another Coke. Coke Zero, the choice of an old generation. And look at that, I even remember to remove the AFK. Goodness gracious. Will wonders never cease? Well, let's see. I see a character level up to level 13. Level up message to level 13. Hello, Ludo. Pleased to see me, blah, 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 blah. I'll see members of the Crimson Skull around the Vale. They're little more than thugs and cowards, but be wary of them. They're led by a former student of this very monastery. I think that's why Master Togo's been so lenient with them. He hoped his former student would reform his ways. I will accept 1,000 experience and 10 gold. Delicious. Where are we going? We need to locate Jinzo. Sanlei the Tamer. He collects animals. What do you do with the animals you collect? For a service. I'd like to think it over. I don't have a pet. We have a manted monitor on the screen, and we've got more manted monitors. Gold coins, I'm rich. I cannot actually say that I'm rich. But we need to kill some mantids. Where are you running away? Just because I want to murder you? Come on, show a little backbone. Okay, maybe you don't have bones. Show a little exoskeleton. Oh, Jinzo's not far then. Ah, that's right. We can try out our new ranged. It says what, half range? It's a half range spell. So presumably I have to be relatively close. Was that a respawn behind me? Aha! Ha ha! Whoops, sorry. My bad. Did a bad thing. Badness fixed. Armor break? Watch yourself. Shout. 10 seconds. Party members have +8 armor. Ah, okay, that was a buff, presumably from the Guardian. Moo. get yours. All right, Jinzo. Headmaster Lee is very wise, and I am honored to hear of her praise. I do not judge Panaku, but I do not claim to understand him either. I was born an assassin in a family of monks, and I am accustomed to being misunderstood, so in that way, we are similar. Panaku and I, life and death, are gifts from the gods, but each has its price. So, philosophy, it is time to begin. Enough philosophy, it is time to begin your training. It is our solemn duty as assassins to be quick and precise with our blades. Your prey should feel not a moment's pain. It must die before it knows you have struck. I trust your steel is sharp. This exercise will sharpen your mind. Instructor Su provided us with some target minions. Kill 5 of them, and remember, every blade has 2 sides. Wow. That's not actually true, though. There have been 3-sided blades, and there have also been conical blades. So Jinzo is mistaken. My blade will strike true. Ooh, we got a couple more skills. Let's see. Offhand attack deals plus 12 damage and is unblockable. But that one takes 10 energy. That takes 5. So that one we definitely want as our opener. And that's Death Charge. You shadow step to your target and are healed for 65 health. The foe has more health than you. Ah, okay. What would you like to hear about first? Opening strike? It's just required. Yeah, okay. Oh, oh. Two. Wait, it keeps moving. Then perhaps we should kill it harder. Got a bow, as in B-O, not B-O-W. And a broadsword. They were easy, Jinzo. You did well. These were just mindless target minions. Someday your target will be someone's sister, husband, mother, or son. This knowledge is yours to bear. Wow. Thanks for the bummer there, Jinzo. I have leveled up. Panaku is ready to continue your training. He has much to teach you. But you must take his words with a grain of salt. Headmaster Lee often says we are 2 sides of the same blade. Panaku has a certain passion for his work that is foreign to me, and I worry about his effect on young minds. However, it is important that your training be balanced, so off you go. Seek him out in Kinya province. I will seek out Panaku. I will spend some attribute points. I've got 8. Let us not be shy in spending them. In that they are relatively easy to rearrange to your liking in town. Foolish mantids. Talon Silverwing. That's a bit much. A human, eh? I am Talon Silverwing of the Tengu. I provide combat training to students who aspire to become great warriors. The Tengu are a bunch of bird brains. Get it? Bird brains. Yes, I know. It just reads as a bit much. Canthan Guards, Master Minister chose estate. Ah, Crimson Skulls, our first encounter with the Crimson Skulls. As is tradition, the healer's got to die first. Let's try this. Let's see, we've got a flat bow. Yinko, the Skull Claw. I hate to break the news to you, Yinko, but skulls don't have claws. Well, let's get him when he's by himself. Oh, we've got two groups. That's probably not great. Yeah, our healer's down. That's probably not good. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not good. Oh, we have 3 groups of them. Three groups. Yeah, it seems a bit much. I mean, I knew you could pull 2 easily in the game with the pathing, the way the pathing works. I had no idea that it was relatively easy for you to pull 3. See, when all the ads are over. Oh, hi, Faye. I often forget about ads because I actually subscribe. I spend enough time watching Twitch that it is worth my while to pay the fee. Hi, Faye. The Faye is one of my oldest and dearest internet friends. We've known each other since the mid-17th century. Starting in Lord of the Rings Online. All right, now, if these guys split up... Oh, my God. Look at them. What is up? Come on, man. How about we try this way, then? Instead of fighting our way through all of them, perhaps we can just go around. We have a Xingje chest. We need Xingje keys to... Oh, aha! They come out of the trees, which, kind of a dick move. I didn't know they could do that. Sending you through these mountains for basically your second instructor quest always seemed a bit much. Yeah, I have to agree that it does seem... The ease with which I pulled 3 batches. Does seem a little bit on the punitive side. Here they come again. may get another group, so we're going to want to kill these as quickly as we can. Yep, we have pulled another group. My joy is complete. And we've got a spirit. Give myself a heal. Impressive party of 3 level 3 henchmen. Yes, we have, we obviously have all the power in this comic. Yes, I am a pro. I'm not sure how many hours I have in Guild Wars. I'm going to guess like 50 or 60. I have one character who has reached the level cap. So, let's see. That's a salvage item. I can't use the bow or the broadsword because I'm using daggers. I think this needs a key. Yep, I have to have the correct key or a lockpick. Well, you can pick your friends. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Benjamin Franklin. All right, we got a ritualist and mesmer. What? No, no! Would you freaking stop? Not so sure about. Some friends are weird enough they may let you know. Most of my friends are weird. Jin the Skullbow. We already defeated the Skull Claw. I'm assuming that that's a rank. Oh, and he has friends, or he or she has friends, but at least give myself a heal. Oh, don't need that heal. Oh. Hello, hello. Or hello, hello. Alright, we got... Whoop! Got the heal off just in time. I'm not proud. Hello? Hello? Howdy? How you doing? Guten Tag? Ohio gozaimasu? Bolt of cloth. We have the green star on the screen. Absolutely enjoying my stream? Enjoying my stream? Are you sure? Have you suffered a recent head trauma? So far, doing well in the Reforged Guild Wars. I have played Guild Wars in the past. I am familiar with it, but not conversant. Well, it's just the self-deprecating humor, you know. I self-deprecate because no one else deprecates me for me. I've never played the Assassin before, so this is the first. Guild Wars 2 is your #1 category watched in 2025. I can't imagine why. Alright, we need to be heading in that direction. I have not played Tarkov. There were times when I was tempted, but yeah, their attitude towards PvE, players who want to just do PvE, and their general somewhat skeevy nature has discouraged me. Also, I just don't think I'm hardcore enough for it. I played a little Arc Raiders, and that seems more like my speed. Xingje masks. They want Xingje masks. I have none. Change 3 more. Oh, forgotten trinket boxes. The solo game for Tarkov does sound interesting for me, but I'm not good enough at shooters anymore if I ever was. My primary games would be MMOs and ARPGs. Guild Wars 2 has about 1/3 of my streaming time at like 900 hours. City of Heroes. Okay, that's not the person we need to talk to, and they're not offering a quest. We'll grab the res. I have not played Lord of the Rings Online for a while, since they released Corsairs of Umbar. I have not played Silent Hill F. I did watch it being played. They actually released another expansion today for Lord of the Rings Online. Kingdoms of Harad. I have a lot of hours. I have about 6,000 hours in Lord of the Rings Online, but I found that I kind of lost my enchantment with the game in the Umbar expansion, as I spent 3 days running around before I finally reached Umbar. Lord of the Rings Online. I don't want to play it. You'd make a hobbit. Well, my friends, including Faye, got to know me under the name of Spongo, because my burglar was the one she met initially, Spongo Smallberries. Lord of the Rings Online. It is about the Lord of the Rings movies, book. So Jinzo has touched the basics, has he? Well, you're ready to get serious. You have come to the right place. Now the real fun begins. Imagine Jinzo spoke to you duty and balance. That's all well and good for him, but as for me, I do this for the thrill, the pleasure. So this guy's a killer for fun. That's a little weird. And the gold. The look into your victim's eyes as your blades steal away his life, and you can take his power, his essence, into your own. I remember everyone I've ever killed. They've become part of me. Their power, I will teach you to be the hunter. That guy's just weird. Now listen carefully. I have a paying job from some associates of mine. If you make the kill, I will split the profits with you. Headmaster Lee would not approve, but never mind. Speak with me when you're ready, and we'll accept the task and learn new skills. My most played games are Guild Wars 2, Path of Exile, City of Heroes. I'm trying to think what the other last 5 are. I think SWTOR, Star Wars The Old Republic, is still in the top 5. Lord of the Rings Online might be in the top 5. Last Epoch might be in the top 5. So I'm not sure, but those would be the ones. They're MMORPGs and ARPGs. Well, you don't have to wait to tune in, because for the last, I don't know, 4 years or so, all of my streams have been going to YouTube as well. And I don't have them available for immediate watching on Twitch. I think they keep 2 weeks of my streams. But all of my streams are that I've done for the last many years are also up on YouTube. Of course, you wouldn't be able to respond and hear my witty responses, because I'm not in the past. Assassins are the great hunters of the world. It is our duty to kill those caught in the web of evil, just as spider kills the fly. You will learn to revel in the kill, as I do, to watch carefully as the soul flees the body and the animal fear in your victim's eyes turns to blank emptiness. I remember the eyes of every person I have killed. Interesting that, a normal kind of RPG game like Guild Wars would have a character so enthusiastically embrace being a serial killer. He's obviously psychotic. What shall I teach you first? How about dual strike? Wait. Twisting Fangs is a dual attack. Deal 11 damage, inflicts bleeding and deep wound conditions for 7 seconds. Must follow an offhand attack. So that would be then 3 and 7. 6 is Shroud of Distress, an enchantment spell. 3 health regen and 75% chance to block. Right. Are you ready? We'll be lucky if our target has not died of old age. Wow. Yeah, Paniku is... he's a creep show. He kills for pleasure. Ha 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 ha. We're going after the Naga? This way, your target is just ahead. Okay, yep. Lots of Naga. I'm going for the wizard. Wizard dead. I am low on energy, but that's okay. Everybody is dead. Panaku's running away because he is just so anxious to get on to murder the next person. It's nice that he enjoys his work, but Headmaster Lee would forbid you from performing any real work while still a student at the monastery, though. This is a part of what it means to be an assassin. This is our little secret. You coming? My employer in this matter assures me that our target has committed a crime, though I do not ask excessive questions. There he is, quickly. Swift Honor Claw. I have been expecting you, assassin. What I did for my family. I have no regrets. No regrets. A char, I think. Possibly. Yeah, char, I think. Okay, Panaku. You did it. Do you feel his life running through your veins? Here's your share of the gold. As I said before, I would appreciate you not mentioning the specifics of our lesson to Headmaster Lee. We do not want to be on the sharp side of his steel. There were no witnesses to our actions, so if word gets back to either Headmaster Lee of the Tengu or the Tengu, I guess it was a Tengu, not a Char, I'll know how it happened. I hope we have an understanding. I am indeed a retired IT professional. Worked at a number of large companies that you would recognize the name of at least one of, probably two. Here in Silicon Valley. I did everything. I was a generalist. Um, so everything from, let's say, phone closet punchdowns to phone switch and voicemail configurations, systems administration on Macintoshes, PCs, all the way from Windows 3.11 up to, I think they were at 8 at the time, 7, not sure. Uh, a whole bunch of different Unix, that's an operating system, systems. Everything from Silicon Graphics to an actual Cray supercomputer. Uh, Basically everything except networking. I didn't do a lot of networking, very limited amount, because there was always a networking specialist, even in the small teams I was on. But basically everything but networking. Exactly. Unix, not Unix. Unix, the operating system, not Unix genitalia removal, shall we say. Yeah, but what made me useful was the fact that I was a generalist. So most of my time was spent working in smaller companies, from anywhere from um, like 20 to 300. And in a company that size, you're not going to have a big IT team. Everybody has to be able to do a large variety of things. And so the things I didn't know, I learned. Learning Linux for cybersecurity? Yeah. Linux basically is functionally very similar to Unix. And I would say that Linux is probably the primary operating system that is used in a large variety of cybersecurity implementations and applications. Cybersecurity there is no reason to think it's not going to continue to grow. More and more stuff is going onto the internet all the time. And more often we see problems where security has failed and large institutions are suffering big damage. So yes, I would say cybersecurity is a solid future and present choice. Return to the monastery and seek out. Fortunately, we don't have to run all the way back to the monastery. You can just teleport. I mean, the hot area everyone's talking about is AI. But right now, there's no way of knowing how big or how universal it's going to be. Security is not going anyplace. Yeah, you should be able to run Linux on a VM most of the time. Or I would say a large portion of the time, a lot of things are going to be running on VMs. Oops. Pardon my misclick. All right, that guy's got a quest over his head. We want that one. Yeah, I had to do some work in Linux, Red Hat, and a little bit of Ubuntu. There are some troubling rumors about Naga cited at the Falls. We'll accept that quest. We still have a turn in, though. Or the other one, an audience with Master Togo. He is in that direction. Well, the fireworks are from the players, and a lot of the players are old-time Guild Wars players who are happy to see so many people in the game. So they're just having fun. As I said earlier, Wooden Potatoes said the other day that most of the time there were 2 lobbies, 2 instances in pre-searing, and maybe 4 is the most he'd seen in years, and there were 15 earlier when Loranity checked. I don't know enough about the specifics in cybersecurity. I've been retired for a while now, and cybersecurity was never anything we really had to worry about in the groups that I worked in. We had secure ID, I think it was, for people to log in remotely, and that's about the most we ever did. Yeah, I'm retired. I stream most days, usually 2 hours. Today will probably be a couple of 2-hour sessions because of the launch. Headmaster Lee has told me great things about you. You have begun to learn the way of the assassin. But to reach your full potential, you must choose a second path. Speak with the other headmasters and learn what they have to teach you. Let's see. The recommendations I saw were warrior or one of the professions that isn't available until the third release, but I believe you can change later. Thank you. That's very generous. Very kind. We'll speak with Headmaster Jean. Headmaster Jean. When we speak with all of them, will they each give us XP? Looks like they'll give us a little bit of XP each. I'm going to speak with all of the headmasters. Because, hey, a little experience never hurt anybody. Kept myself as young as I... Well, let's just say the camera is generous to me. The camera makes my beard look fuller, my skin look clearer. I don't know if it has a thinning effect as well. Next time I get up for a beverage, you can tell me. It looks so much. I swear to whomever, it looks much fuller. Hi there. On camera than it is in real life. Also, it tends to be a lot shaggier. It looks like it's well kept. So we're going to get 50 XP from each of these. Oh, nope. Nope, didn't want that. Did not want that. Damn it. Did not want that. Crap. Okay, I think we can get rid of it. Yeah, we can. I don't think that was the one I actually wanted to do drop. That's the one I wanted to drop. Whoops. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Yeah, I know. Also, you can later on, you can like swap at some point. To the classes, the professions that came in later. All right, now, who was the warrior again? Rangers. Nope, that's a ranger. I'm not interested in a ranger. Are quite over my head. Elemental arts. He's the elementalist. Jean? Let's check Jean. You are correct. I will look for Talon Silverring. I just saw him. Teach me the warrior skills. There we go. Healing signet. Well, I already have a decent heal. Sever artery. Power attack. I'll equip later. For now, we'll stick with what we've got. Let's see. Fox Fangs we need. Must follow a lead attack, so that's the lead attack. I hit him with that, and then that. That is a hot, and that is a shadow step. And heal. That one I don't think I need. We are in town, which means we can change our skills. Let's see what else we have gotten. Deadly Arts is Dancing Daggers. That's that one. Yep. Shadow Arts. Death's Charge. That's the Shadow Step. That's the enchantment. Right. 2, 3, 4, 7. Yep. And the Resurrection Signet. Power attack is relatively cheap. Swordsmanship, Sever Artery. That's a bleed. Welcome back, Nodnox. Tactics, the Healing Signet. Well, I think, even though I don't see myself using that one, we'll just keep everything where it is. We have 6 points. Let us increase our critical strikes. Oops, wrong way. Increase our critical strikes. And let's see. Deadly Art. And we'll keep the 3 points for now. Give me just a second. I am not interested in any emotes. Thank you. What did we have? We have one other quest that we could get, the one we just accidentally dropped. We have another quest. We have multiple quests. There we are. Where are we headed? We haven't chosen one of them. Let's see. That will be easy to find. We know where he is. We saw him previously. As I said earlier, the biggest failing of the Guild Wars game is that space doesn't make you jump. There's no jumping. It's so sad. Okay, the Talon guy. Well, we'll kill some mantids as we cross our paths with them. Type/jump to do a little hop and play. That was probably added because people complained. Never played this when it was new. Is weapon swap a thing? That's just a Guild Wars 2 thing, as far as I know. Because you don't really have to worry about it. You can have basically a main hand and an offhand. You don't have to swap. It'll automatically swap. If you use, for instance, if I was carrying a bow and used a bow attack, I don't have to manually swap. The skill would simply swap and shoot and then swap back on its own. if that was necessary. My associates are still level 3. Do I have to kick and then re-invite them to get them to level up with me? Or do they always just stay at that level? Or do they level up separately? Have different level depending on what outpost you recruit them from. Gotcha. Thank you. Hello, Talon Silverwing. Bang, bang, Talon Silverwing. I assume Headmaster Jean sent you. Well, let's have a look at you. Yes, the Headmaster is a shrewd judge of potential as well as a great warrior. During the wars, he was known in these lands as the Tengu Wars. General Jean bested me on the battlefield. He saw something in me, then spared my life. I am sworn now to protect and serve him. If he wishes you trained, then trained you will be. In combat, a cool head is more important than anything else. The moment you lose your focus, you've already lost the fight. It is time for you to face me in combat, defeat me with a calm mind, and prove to me you are worthy of my training. I've just given you some skills that should prove useful for you. Yeah, you didn't actually give me space for them. I don't think you can swap outside of the cities. Don't think that's allowed. Nope. Did he actually give me skills? I don't see them. I think he lied. I am ready, teacher. Equip schools. Okay, they're going to allow us to do that. We don't have... Let's see. A Cyclone Axe. Axe attack deals 4 damage to all foes adjacent to you, so that's an AE. You don't need that. We're just fighting him. Watch yourself is supposed to be worth having. Shout, 10 seconds. Party members in earshot have +5 armor. My understanding. I saw someone... I did a Google. What goes well with assassin? Somebody said... somebody's response was... warrior for watch yourself. So... we're going to swap that in. As that increases armor on everybody. Talon's Duel. Oh, that requires, like, Fury or something equivalent. I will shout! I shouted. We have defeated him. Ha ha ha! Silly bird. Tricks are for kids. Your skill is impressive for a human. Oh, wow. That's, like, condescending. Though it will be years before you achieve Headmaster Zan's level of expertise. It is time you seek out Wenga. Due to his extreme dislike for my kind, there is little love lost between us, but his talent as a warrior is unquestionable. Look for him in Panjang Peninsula. I will look for Wenga. Adrenaline, you build it by landing hits or other effects in combat. Right. Let's see, where are we off to now? That direction for Panjang. What other quests do we have? A belt pouch. Belt pouch. That is in the same place. Appearance of the Naga, also in the same place. They are all in the same place. I suggest we go to that same place. I figured that out on my own. Wow. Talon Silverwing was level 12. But we kicked his butt. I would like to thank all of my associates for that. That's an odd sound. Kind of like it. Wop, 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 wop. So, for anyone who hasn't played, there are 3 campaigns that were made for the game, and each one is playable as a standalone, but there is like a narrative arc through them, as I understand it. I am playing I believe the second of the 3. The first one was Prophecies. Nightfall, I think, is the third one. A Kappa. He started it by being a red dot. You know, really, he should know better than being a red dot. I have a healing breeze on me. I'm gonna guess that's the monk. I think it's a barking. Is what the sound is. Interesting, the tigers are not hostile. We are headed in the correct direction. Sumai Village. Tame the tiger if you're a ranger. That was what I would have expected. It's the equivalent of a Guild Wars 2 juvenile. I'm not sure what the little human figure icon over the players' heads are. I'm assuming that means they're in a group of 4? Or they're level 4? Not sure. Were there any quests in here? I can now hire the henchmen here, and they'll be a higher level, right? I think. Oh, they automatically upgraded themselves. Very nice. Party size 4 players currently in group. Thank you. That was my guess. So, merely entering the town gave me the higher level of companions. So, I'm happy with that. For the record, the Guild Wars 1 player base has been very welcoming, friendly, and generous to me in the past. They'll sell for nothing. They sell for nothing. Can't even sell them. I'm going to have to trash them. Well, that's disappointing. You got bags. She got extra bags. He does have extra bags and belt pouches. How much gold do I have? I have 374. Well, let's get the belt pouch. I think we'll probably want the ID kit. We don't have enough for both, do we? We barely have enough for both? We'll be broke! We'll buy an ID kit and a salvage kit when we need them. That's my solution to that problem. There's the Zunlight chest, which is the storage chest. Oh, purchase, pay 50 gold, sure. Now we can open it up and we can see, let's see, anniversary storage, Over here we've got a bow and die. Here we've got a bunch of other miscellaneous items we have picked up on other characters. Here we have a bunch of the stuff that I was gifted with, including 100 globs of ecto, which I understand is quite valuable. 19 flames of Balthazar. Didn't need to buy the belt pouch because I already had one sitting there. Dumb! And then a bunch of dies and other miscellaneous objects I either found in game or were Oh, I understand this one in particular is actually quite quite valuable. Ecto is not as cool as a ball of gunk. That's true. My understanding is Firebrand is worth a lot. I was given that by one of the generous players, and someone else in the channel went, "Wow, that thing's really valuable." And the guy who gave me one said to the other guy, "You want one?" And gave him one too. So, the guild, what I found when I'm playing older games with smaller communities, is those communities tend to be really friendly and welcoming and generous to new players. Yeah, my understanding is that a couple of the things I was given were very valuable. But I don't even know enough about the game to be able to tell you how valuable. Like I said, I'm familiar with the game. I am not conversant with the game. Enjoy when the community leans into cooperative play. It's very common, and it actually, to a larger degree, it's the same thing that happened in Guild Wars 2. I've seen over the course of the last couple of years, as more people have been trying Guild Wars 2. Historically, people might ask what game you played, and you would say, "I play a lot of Guild Wars 2," and they'd go, "Isn't that game dead?" And so for years, the response to Guild Wars 2 was, "Isn't that game dead?" And so once people finally started noticing it, basically it started when the big WoW exits started, when so many players were disenchanted with WoW and started trying other games. Final Fantasy XIV famously got a big uptick in players. ESO did, and Guild Wars 2 did too. But even now, players who are new to the game will come in and they will comment about how welcoming and friendly and generous the player base is. It's because for years, all we wanted everyone to do was to play our game and enjoy it the way we did. I have described the Guild Wars 2 community as very welcoming, sometimes aggressively welcoming, where they're providing too much information, too much free stuff, so the player just gets overwhelmed. That is a good problem to have, for sure. I should make a fire mage at some point and use that awesome staff. I will take that into my thinkings for the future. The community helped me very much. I don't know, was it maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago, when I was playing? They gave me an enormous amount of helpful advice, explanations, and they also gave me some, obviously gave me some really nice stuff. And that's the first time I've managed to get a character to the level cap of 20. Sister Choi Ju, Dwayna's blessings upon you, child. That's a lot. Are you a new student in the monastery? Here in Sunqua Vale, you'll find Zenai Falls, a pass to the province. Yeah. It's breathtaking. Yeah, you absolutely must visit the Henzing Pier. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Captain Jingu was wise to send you the latest information that the Naga have mapped the area and are using the waters of the Zenai to traverse the lands. This is troubling because Kantha has very few rivers, and the Zenai is one of the main water sources. If you travel to the falls, you'll see a deep hole with steep constructed walls. This connects to all of Kantha by a large subterranean cave system, providing our Kanthan citizens with fresh water. If something were to happen to this water source, much of Kantha will be without drinking water. That would probably be bad. I've received 100 chats today. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I have seen the same thing from the City of Heroes community. Has always been very, very welcoming and generous. I've played, I've played something like 20 games, different games online. And most of the time, if I'm playing a smaller game or an older game, someone who's familiar will pop in with helpful advice. And it's just always very... Given the amount of toxicity we see on the internet, in games, and in streaming, it's nice to see positives. And they're not rare, but they're not as common as it would be nice to have. Captain Kuimong of the glorious Crimson Skulls Guild orders the people of these villages to pay 2/3 of their crops in tribute. That's not... We will starve if we give you that much. What you ask is impossible. I'm with Zheng Zhou on that. We have many mouths to feed in our guild as well. Surely a farmer eats less than a fighting man. Jerk. Farmers work to grow those crops. You do nothing to deserve them. Zhang, I'm afraid they're not going to like that. We protect you against outsiders. None dare attack this village while we patrol the lands. You godless sons of Kappa robbed the village blind. Farmer Zhang, spitting bullets. I take your answer as no. Captain Kuimong will not be pleased. You and your Captain Kuimong can go to the mists for all I care. This is not the end of the matter, farmer. Oh, yeah? Well, your father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries. Go home to your master and tell him we have no further use for you here. I'm certain this always ends well for the good guys, right? Bechet Lavache is correct. All right, let's see. That's that. That's that. That's that. Let us attempt to find the belt pouch. That's nearby. We have a quest over there. Or no, this is the turn-in. It is nearby. It's so nearby, I'm just going to run over there right now. Hello, herder... Xingju, I think. Getting monastery credits for these quests. You can trade the quartermaster's monastery for very useful stuff. Yeah, I had figured it was something along those lines. It was a game currency to allow me to get goodies. I haven't checked with the vendor yet. I look forward to a bated breath. A belt pouch. Hello there. I keep the monastery supplied with food and other necessities. Is there something I can help you with? So, Niang is out of leather, is he? Before I can give you leather, I need you to do a favor for me. Well, it wouldn't be an RPG if everything wasn't a quid pro quo. There are Crimson Skull nearby who keep trying to steal some of my animals here. You can get them to stop. I'd be happy to give you the leather. Oh, yes, I'll have a chat with them. I'm jolly well sure that will clear it up. Don't you think? Let's see, we've got a Mesmer, a Raider, a Ritualist, and a Mender. The Mender's got to go first. Ow! Well, I assume they've learned a valuable lesson. Chat's very successful. We didn't so much talk. We used sign language. The sign we used was mostly this. And I'm not driving a vehicle. Or if you prefer, this. A belt pouch. Thank you for your help. Here are the treated hides you were looking for. Yay! Okay, that's one. We will return to town when we return to town. Wenga is in that direction. And do we have an actual location for the Naga? No, we don't have any. Wow. I accidentally zoomed out. World is big. I assume that's Kaineng City? No. It's mountains. Never mind. I always get mountains and cities mixed up. Let's see. Go to Zenai Falls. Is Zenai Falls in this map? I do not know. Can I walk through this way? I do not know. Eventually, yes. Okay. Well, right, that's where we came in. Ah, okay. It's in Sunqua. Got it. Then we don't want to go to Sunqua right now. We want to do the other quest, which is the main quest. We will go to Sunqua. Oh, there's Wang Cha. Wang Ga. Sorry. Sorry, Wang. Or is it Ga? Talon Silverwing sent you. That Tengu is not half the warrior I am, but then, no, Tengu is. Why the general keeps him around is beyond me. If I had my way, I would have cut him to pieces years ago. You can forget everything that Tengu taught you. The real training will begin here. Thieves have been stealing long beans from the bean fields. I cannot abide thievery or those who practice it. There's no honor in that profession, none at all. Go to the bean fields and see if you can catch those crop thieves at their game. I'll take care of it. Teacher's mighty blow. I will choose to make no comments. And frenzy. Back to the bean fields. That's where people come from. It's a different variety. Those are the human bean fields. Sorry, it's the best I've got. Crop thieves. Honorless thieves, you die like dogs. Actually, that would be terrible. I wouldn't want... They die like humans. All right, Wenga. Mr. Ga, I don't... 1,500 experience and 100 gold. Well, let's get me to level 5. Ding 5. Your defeat of the crop thieves has proven your courage and honor. It is time now for you to take the next step in your journey. Master Toga wishes to meet with you in Linak Courtyard, just off the main monastery proper. Use your map to travel there quickly. You have more attribute points. We have 8 unused points. I'm just going to continue to go dagger mastery and critical strikes because stabbing. Sometimes you just want to stab people. Wrong way. That is the right way. Actually, the belt pouch turn in. Aha! Ning the Tanner. You've got the treated hides I needed. Great! Here's the belt pouch I promised you. Come talk to me if you have any more questions about Storing items. Oh, I bought a pelt pouch and he just gave me one and now I'm a dope. I'm a double dope. I don't think I ever even equipped the dumb thing. Oh, yeah, I have 2 belt pouches now. Sadly, you can only wear 1 belt pouch at a time, I think. Alright, this cloak has 17 armor. Ah, armor and energy. I think this goes on... It is a salvage item. So it is not actually wearable. But it says armor 17. Why would it say that? Why would it say that? Alright, we need to talk to the Jefe. Probably not what they actually call the guy in charge of the monastery. Jefe. I don't know that for a fact, I'm guessing. Not sure why it gives armor value for salvage items. All the wearable armor has to be crafted in the game, right? That was what I thought. Or looted. It can be looted, can't it? Yeah, I think it can. And then, buffed with extra goodies. Headmaster Jean told me the great things about you. You have begun to learn the way of the warrior, but to reach your full potential, you must choose a second path. Speak with the other headmasters. No, dude, I already spoke with everybody. I wish to take warrior as my secondary. Yes. I think this is going to get me to level 6. Here we go, guys. Drumroll, please. I'll equip later. 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 I accept, Master Togo. Ding 6. We are the champions. I'll stop right there. Now that you have chosen a secondary profession, I have a rare honor to bestow upon you. Every year I bring my most promising students to the minister for a formal introduction. This year I have selected you, along with Ijo, here for this honor. If you accept my invitation, meet me at Sunclaw Vale, just outside the monastery gates, and proceed to Minister Cho's estate. Of course I accept that. And we need to go there for the other quest I have as well. Bonk. No shortage of players around. That's nice to see. I hope a good portion of them stick with the game. I cannot guarantee I will, because I am the streamer equivalent of a dog. Squirrel! Let us drop off stuff in our chest that we know we don't need. But we'll get it out of our inventory. The manted pincers. The hilariously not needed belt pouch. I will keep the credits on us. The bow staff is unidentified. I think we'll hold on to that, at least until we get a need to pick up some ID kits. All right, that one cannot be sold, so we needed to throw away the starter items, I think. That is a salvage item. We'll keep that on us. The bolt of cloth can go in here for now. Starter cane can be destroyed. Starter sword can be destroyed. Starter axe destroyed. We now have copious amounts of storage. You can use it to determine the enemy's armor value, if it's indeed accurate. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That the guy we killed and got that off would have 17 armor. That's actually smart of you. Thank you. Let's see. Is it the... Who are we looking for? That is the vendor. Is it the monastery quartermaster? I think you said it was. I just want to see the things we can get. Runes of Holding and... Runes of Holding are, I assume, made to increase the size of a bag. Right. And so the monastery quartermaster, that's obviously useful. Expert salvage kit, probably not until later. But increasing bag size. I assume they are equally equipped. Nope, this one has other stuff. Xingje key for opening the Xingje chests. ID kit, salvage, hunter's ale, scroll of adventurer's insight. For 10 minutes, your party gains 50% extra XP from combat. I see. Festival hats. Rune trader. I'm just browsing. Upgrade component increases. So this adds skill, adds additional points to skill types, basically. The critical strikes, dagger mastery, and so on. These are applied to armor. And that's how you can improve your stats beyond the points you're spending. Got it. Pardon the yawn. Old man's had such a rough day. You know, he woke up. That's pretty much just the entire workday has been waking up. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to call it a stream here. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. I appreciate it very, very much. I shall return in about a little over 3 hours. At my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. With more Guild Wars Reforged. Enjoying Assassin. Enjoying this campaign so far. So, yeah. Again, thank you guys very much for hanging out. Back in 3 hours and 20 minutes, give or take. Hopefully you'll see me soon. If not, regardless, I hope the rest of your day goes fantabulous. That's better than fabulous, okay? And I will be back. So, take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys. Again, thanks for hanging out.